Okay people, so we finally got to see some more people after the 6-month time skip. We get to see Noelle, Mimosa, Luck, Leopald. We got quite a few people in this one, as well as the revelation of some of the leading members of the Nation of Spade. And woo, I ain't gonna lie, they looking pretty tough, pretty freaking nasty. And it looks like this fight is far from over in Black Clover chapter 231. Things is heating up, baby. Let's talk about it.
No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
Okay, so this chapter was the aftermath of Asta's all-out assault against those people from the Nation of Spade, and I kind of somewhat called it that either during the ending of the battle, or if Asta was surrounded, that more people were gonna show up, like Noelle and things of that nature. And yeah, to my delight, we got to see Noelle and Mimosa, and I'm gonna be honest with you, they don't really look all that much different. Maybe like Noelle is slightly showing off a little bit more, but honestly, I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta think, it's 6 months anyway. Like, how much were they drastically gonna change? It would have been cool. I would have liked to see maybe a little bit of a noticeable difference, but when I saw them, I was like, well, Noelle, she looks kind of the same for the most part, and Mimosa looks damn near identical. But it was still cool to see, nevertheless, some of these characters change, because we also got Leopald in this one, and Luck looking taller. Leopald got like a fresh cut. He also looks a little bit older, and they looking strong as hell. Because honestly, you know, I was thinking, and we're gonna jump into a lot of what happened in this chapter. I was trying to, in my mind, dissect why is it that this time skip feels like it's just breezing since we started. And maybe, to be honest with you, just maybe, Tabata is trying to go a different route than some of the previous time skips, because to be honest with you, there has been a stigma of whenever a time skip happens, it takes a while for things to take off. If you go back in history, for starters with One Piece, aside from the small little arc where they basically returned to Sabadi and, you know, they kind of had the little small battles, a lot of people criticized Fishman Island. I thought it was a dope arc, but people said that it was a slow introduction or reintroduction after the time skip. Naruto Shippuden, when Naruto and them started against, you know, the Datara fight and everything, a lot of people said leading up until that point, it was kind of slow. Bleach, it kind of, to a certain degree, was to its detriment that after the time skip leading into the Fullbring arc, it was kind of slow. So I think that that's Tabata once again taking from history, doing a time skip, doing it not that big of a jump, so that way, if you think about it, it also is, I'm imagining, very taxing to just learn how to draw the characters you're used to drawing in a different manner. So that's probably why he didn't go too far. Maybe it's just like for art's sake, it's kind of hard, and I understand that, but I think one of the reasons why the pacing has just been phenomenally fast. I mean, if you think about it, in this chapter alone, Leopald and Luck are going at it again. Just the past couple chapters, Asta was already fighting against people in the Nation of Spade. This is going by quick because I think Tabata is trying to learn from, I don't want to say necessarily mistakes, because I like sometimes a slow burn, and I think especially One Piece, it was a slow burn that pays off, because One Piece usually always pays off. And I want to say even with the Naruto arc, to a certain degree, it did pay off at the end with the was it Datara? I want to say, yeah, I think it was Datara, you know, against Gaara and all that stuff. But anyway, the point being is that instead of doing the slow burn approach, he's just been wham, one after another, fight, let's go, action, let's go, but also still building up suspense in the story. Because again, after Asta had this big battle against some of these people from the Nation of Spade, I don't even want to say big, because he kind of owned them in a chapter or two and, you know, showed off some crazy moves. Noelle and Mimosa show up, and Mimosa's kind of healing the people. You can see that they definitely have like very, very bad trust issues, which rightfully so. They were just used as basically pigs to the slaughter to power that magic machine that was traveling them between the magic continents and stuff like that. And it was kind of like, man, you know, it's getting things a little bit darker, because if you think about it, they were going through hell, and when they're like, oh wait, we can actually return home, you're cool with that? It just shows that the Nation of Spade, how bad they were treating them, which we already kind of had a demonstration in the last couple chapters of they were just like treating them like animals. Yeah, that builds up even further that the Nation of Spade is just some evil pieces of crap, and rightfully so. I mean, it's built up that these are the demons of the Nation of Spade, you know, they're terrible people. But I will say one thing, and this is just my little theories and not a critique, but more so just a suspicion, that when the Princess of Heart, because honestly the Heart Kingdom, we explored a very small portion of it. We got what, it was a handful of chapters or so, and when we see the princess in this chapter, she's once again giving out orders, attack here, attack there. You always got to remember, they weren't necessarily allied to the Clover Kingdom or the Diamond Kingdom or the Spade Kingdom. They were neutral, supposedly. So I'm not going to completely abandon the idea that whether it's after this arc or whatever, that they turn out to not be the best of people. Maybe there's a possibility that, again, they're using this as a strategy. Let's get the Nation of Spade out of here. At the same time, the Clover Kingdom will be weakened, and then bam, maybe they could go on the assault. That's just me. Like, I'm just throwing in a long-term theory. I could be totally off, but there's a possibility there. And then we kind of got an idea of where's Leopold's newfound strength, because we see Leopold and Luck fighting more people from the Nation of Spade, and Leopold is like, any level 2s, or all y'all got is level 2s here, anyone less than that, level 2 and less, I'm taking you out. So it's just, wait a minute. So that's probably, Leopold is at the very least, I want to argue, rank 1, because if you think about it, if he's like level 2 and below, you're nothing. That means that he's probably a level 1, which that's freaking crazy. To be honest with you, I think the scaling system of the magic power or whatnot is kind of a little bit shaky in a sense, just because like if Leopold is a number 1, and then we gotta put his, brother Fuegoleon is probably a level 0 because he's way stronger than Leopold. Then I guess you would argue maybe the Wizard King, well, let's just say Julius at his prime, what was he? I guess he was, what do they call it again? The same ranking that Asta and Nero have. Is it a dark ranking? Something along the lines of that. But that's a possibility of where they're going with it, just because it seems like, wow, you would think Leopold would probably be like a 3, a 2, or something like that. For him to be 1, with probably his brother coming in at 0, then what is it the people that are even stronger than Fuegoleon? Then you got the revelation that these people are ruled by a group called the Dark Triad, which they're probably the ones that are running, the Nation of Spade, because I'm sure Nation of Spade wasn't always bad. It's just these people came through and they kind of conquered it. But man, I ain't gonna lie, I will say that the pacing has been incredibly fast, for better or worse, because I'm just so used to already, with so many time skips I've seen in the past, of this being like, it'll take a while to get to where we're at, where we're going in battles, we got things progressing, we got, the Princess of Heart commanding things, Asta just took out a brigade. It's going really, really quick. And this chapter, I feel as though maybe they should have drummed up a bit more of a reintroduction for Noelle and Mimosa. I mean, yeah, it was kind of like the way they were introduced in the chapter was a little drummed up, but it would have been cool, like, one of those end page, oh god, there's Noelle. But I guess Tabata realizes there's not much of a difference with them. Why am I gonna drum up like, hey, they returned, they were only gone for a few chapters, and then on top of that they look identical for the most part to what they used to look like. I'd argue Noelle maybe looks slightly different. Mimosa looks identical, but even so, you can see that they've even powered up when Mimosa was healing the stamina of the people, and Asta's like, oh man, you've advanced as well. It's to give us an idea that the 6 months were for something besides just a character redesign, besides the fact that Asta's buff as shit. Like, yo, dude, been lifting weights all 6 months. And then we get the introduction to seemingly the main antagonist of the upcoming arc of the Nation of Spade. I'm imagining these are the people that are leading the Dark Triad, if I'm not mistaken, that's their name. Because it said that Xenon has the devil power. So whoever the devil is that they may have made a contract, maybe he made a contract with Magicula. So at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure, similar to like the Elf arc, probably Magicula will turn out to be the main villain running the show to begin with, but possibly Xenon is the one with the devil power, because we got the 3 of them talking, and one of them is obviously leading all of them, which I want to say it's Dante. Dante is the one with the crown. I want to say Xenon was the one that attacked the Diamond Kingdom, because that's based on the discussion. It seems as though he's the one that went in by himself, which again, incredibly strong. If he went by himself, he didn't come with a gigantic army of people. He did that by himself. And the Diamond Kingdom was pretty freaking strong. So imagine what these dudes are. And if he's rocking it out like that, what the hell is Dante gonna be like? And then we also had Bonica, I want to say that's her name, also introduced in this chapter. I ain't gonna lie, I love their character designs. I'm real excited to see when we eventually go up against them. Their motives right now seem very unclear. It seems as though like one of them, at the very least, the leader of them, Dante, is kind of a little bit of a game player. And what I mean by that is he's like, oh, what fun would it be if we did this all at once? And I'm like, so what exactly are your motives? Like, they, you know what I'm saying? But they did say something about everything was to prepare for this moment, and where do we attack next. So I'm not sure if they're just trying to conquer the entire world, every kingdom, or if they're just trying to be people of destruction, that they just want to destroy everything. Because as it stands right now, one is talking like if all of this is a game, another one is basically saying, or it might be the same person, that hey, we've been waiting for this moment, and who do we attack first? It's like, seems as though at the very least they're playing around right now. They haven't even gotten serious yet, so you can't really say exactly where the power is for the nation of Spade when they just whipped the Diamond Kingdom's ass and it wasn't even like a big deal to them. And on top of that, it was just one of them that went in and did it. It wasn't even all three. So what they're gonna be like when we go up against them, I don't even know. Hopefully we get a reintroduction of Yami soon to go up against these. Well, not soon, because we gotta build things up right now. It's going really, really quick, and I want not to slow down per se, because this chapter was kind of a little bit of a slowdown. I mean, we got to see Leopald, Luck, Mimosa, and Noelle, but it didn't really feel like, you know, a big build up. It seems as though it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's a little bit shaky, but I'm still enjoying it. I thought the introduction to the Dark Triad is awesome, and I can't wait to see what's going to go down with these dudes. If they were with one of them conquering the Diamond Kingdom, I can only imagine what these dudes, especially the leader, Dante, is going to be like. Curious what you guys thought about this. For starters, what did you think about the reintroduction of Noelle and Mimosa? Did you feel anything was really significantly different about the two of them? Also, what do you think about Leopald? Leopald was probably the most changed out of all of them. Luck seemed a little bit taller. That's really what I got from him, but I'm sure that they got to have some type of new powers, because it looked as though Leopald was ridiculously a lot stronger. And if he's probably at a level 1 right now, oh man, especially if the top of the kingdom, you know, the captains and shit trained a little bit more, we're in for some great battles. And your overall thoughts and expectations for the future of Black Clover with chapter 232 and beyond. That's all I have for this one though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links of course are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always people, have an awesome day, and remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in.
Enjoy the next ride, but I was the best ride. But I hope you know that